Hi, I'm Rhaea from Inner Strength Products, and today we're going to go through our top 5 bestsellers of 2022. So number 5 on this list is the Notorious Lift shoes. They are a deadlift shoe. They have a variety of different colors as well as styles. There's 3 different generations, Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 2.5. They're all a very thin sole. They have just Velcro straps to tighten them up on your foot, and they really leave your foot secure in the shoe. For me personally, I've never been a huge fan of deadlift slippers until I try the Notorious Lifts. I've always found my foot just sort of slips around in a slipper and I don't feel secure. But with the Notorious Lifts, the Velcro straps really help snug your foot into it. And then the sole of them all, depending on the generation, it's a little bit different. These ones I have here are Gen 2s, and the sole on them all has a fair bit of grip on them. And really you're not gonna worry about slipping. Depending on the time of year, the color selection in which generation varies. These ones are the Stealth in the 2.0s, and we're trying to have them in stock as much as we can, but inventory is always changing. We've got a few other videos where we go through the Notorious Lifts a little bit more thoroughly. If you want to check those out, we'll definitely link those down below. But yeah, this has been an addition to our lineup that we added, I think about a year ago, the Notorious Lifts, and you guys have been loving them, and we're happy that they're on our bestseller list. So number 4 on our list is the SBD Wrist Wraps. The SBD Wrist Wraps come in 2 different styles. You've got the flexibles, and the flexibles are the ones with the stripes on the side. And then you have the stiff, and those ones are always just one solid color. Obviously flexible and stiff, the flexible ones are more flexible or more stretchy, and the stiff ones are a stiffer, harder material, so give you a little bit more support. Looking into this one further, the best selling SBD wrist wrap specifically is the medium flexible. So the wrist wraps come in 3 different lengths, 40 centimeters, 60 centimeters, and then 1 meter. The 60 centimeter ones are the most popular ones in both the stiff and flexible, but the flexible is definitely by far our best seller as far as the SBD wrist wraps go. With the SBD wrist wraps, there are constantly different limited edition colors coming out. Right now we have the Storm, which is gray and blue, and then we also have the Phoenix, which is a burgundy and black in the limited edition, but that's gonna change as different limited edition lines come out. And again, limited edition does mean that they are not available forever, whereas the black and red has been standard since the beginning of SBD, and they've always been available. Again, if you want more information about the SBD wrist wraps, more thorough review, some of the little subtle features of them, we'll link that video down in the comments below if you want to check that one out. And our number 3 bestseller, this one should come as no surprise to you, is the SBD Knee Sleeves in the 7mm version. So the 7mm version, what that's talking about is how thick the sleeve is. All of the 7mm knee sleeves are 30 centimeters tall, and they're what you want if you're doing heavy lifting, strong man, strong woman, anything of that nature. They are a stiff knee sleeve compared to, say, the SBD 5mm that's a little bit thinner and a little bit shorter. And if you look at any powerlifting or strongman competition, you're gonna see people wearing these. The one thing that's really good about the SBD knee sleeves, besides just quality, the size of them, the stiffness of them, is that they are sided left and right. A lot of knee sleeves, it's just a knee sleeve. You get 2, they're both identical. The SBD knee sleeves are sided left and right. There's a little tag on the inside that does say either left or right in it. So you get the left and right one. The lines on them are different so that when your knee bends, the line actually compresses in a more ergonomic fashion and it feels better on your knee, and it's gonna give you a little bit more support than if you were wearing, say, a right sleeve on both knees. So that's definitely, there was a lot of thought and research that actually went into the SBD knee sleeves before they threw them out onto the market. Again, we have another video that thoroughly reviews these, and we'll link that down in the comments below. But again, these come in a limited edition colors as well as the standard black and red, but that's always constantly changing. And again, those limited really does mean limited. A lot of people email us asking, hey, I'd like this old limited edition color. Do you still have some kicking around? No, once it's gone, they're gone. But the black and red has been something that's sticking around. It's their color scheme, so you can always get this one. So our number 2 item on this bestsellers list is the Inzer 10mm lever belt. So Inzer sells a few different options of belts. They have a 10mm and a 13mm and a prong and a lever. We find most people in the 10mm can get just as much support as they can out of the 13mm, but it breaks in way more quickly. And then prong versus lever. The prong belt's good if you're sharing a belt or if your weight fluctuates a lot, but the lever is really nice because it's so easy to get on and then tighten yourself versus having a prong and having to either have somebody else help you or you have to go to the edge of a rack to really leverage to pull it tighter. With the Inzer belt, it comes in a variety of different colors. We try and keep as many in stock as we can, but again, our inventory is constantly changing. There are no limited edition colors in the Inzer belt. It just depends on what we have in stock. Inzer lately has been pretty slow to manufacture them, so sometimes we've had some lulls where we've only had a very limited selection of colors, but we are working to correct that, so hopefully by the time you're watching this video, our inventory is a lot better. So with the Inzer lever belt, it's a simple lever mechanism. You have to adjust the screws to make it tighter or looser, so it's a bit of an inconvenience if you need to change sizes or if you're trying to share the belt with somebody. But once you get it figured out, once you're like, this is my size, if your weight doesn't fluctuate that much, it's good to go and you won't change it very often. And then with the lever mechanism, you can lock it in pretty easily with just a simple push, and then it's gonna stay done up. We've got a couple of troubleshooting issues with this one. This one right now is a little bit loose on me, so it's not wanting to stay done up, which we do talk about in the video that we'll link down below about the Inzer 10mm lever belt. But if this was the case, you just need to go 1 or 2 holes tighter and it should stay done up. Because the Inzer lever belt and most lever belts, the lever doesn't physically lock in. It's all the pressure being held against it that actually holds it shut. Another benefit of the Inzer lever belt is price point. It's one of the cheapest powerlifting belts that we sell. If you're just getting into the sport, if you're not sure about it, you don't want to kick out the price of our best-selling item, this belt will give you as much support as you need, and it'll just save a little bit of cash there. All right, our best-selling item of 2022 is the SBD belt. This belt has been hard to get your hands on lately. The supply on it has been not very good compared to the demand on it, which is pretty crazy. But this is basically your Cadillac of belts, the best of the best. Which is awesome that it ended up as our #1 bestseller so far this year. The SBD belt only comes in one color, only in the black with the suede red interior and then the 13mm thickness. What really sets the SBD belt apart from the Inzer belt that we just looked at is the lever mechanism. So it's a sort of hybrid between the standard lever belt and then a regular prong belt, in that you can easily adjust the size without moving any screws. What makes it really unique is that it has 3 hinge points, so the slide and glide of tightening it up is just feels so much better than a standard lever that only has the 2 hinge points. The quality and construction of this is phenomenal. It's made all in the UK. SBD has some videos on the manufacturing of this belt that we'll link below as well. So you can see the process that it goes through. But yeah, quality on this. Most people who put this belt on go sort of, oh, this is so nice. I've never seen somebody try it on and be like, I like my Inzer belt better. The biggest downfall of this is just price point. It's a little bit higher than the Inzer belt, so you do have to commit a little bit more cash, but most people who do are super happy with it. It is a stiff belt. It is a 13mm belt. However, we find that it breaks in very quickly because it's a high quality leather. So it's not that cheap, super rigid, you have to vigorously break in. When I first got mine, back when it first came out, I wore it in a competition about 2 weeks after getting it, and it was broken in, it was fine. You can definitely break it in quickly without any like physical manipulation, bending the belt back and forth, that sort of thing. I just wore it in training and it was good to go. I'm happy to say this is our #1 seller. Like I said, right now, the biggest issue is we just can't get enough of them for you guys. We're trying to rectify that, but it's gonna take some time just because their manufacturing is behind. If we don't have the size that you need, you can click on the size that you want, and then a little button will pop up on our site that says notify me when available. In there you can put your email or your phone number, and you can get either a text or an email when we do get them in stock. And then lately, when we do get them in stock, if you get that notification, get back to our site right away so that you can get one ordered, because lots of times they've been selling out within a day or two, so they're not hanging around. But again, hopefully by the time you're watching this video, we've got them in stock and it's just a continuous supply. So those are our top 5 best sellers of 2022. The one thing to note, all of those items are IPF and CPU approved. So if you're competing in a federation that has an approved list and you need to make sure your gear is on that approved list, it's on the IPF's one, which is usually the one that most federations base off of. If you have any questions about any of this gear, any of the gear that we carry, we're happy to help. Drop those questions in the comments down below, or go to our website. There's a contact us form there. Shoot us an email there. We'll be happy to get back to you and help you in your strength journey.